Are ye a fun dad, or do you need to go walk the plank? Hey, welcome everybody to the Run with My Son show. I'm not a pirate. I'm Gideon Dave Newell, and I'm a dad. And we are a bunch of dads who are determined not to let the headwinds of life push us off that path to a lifelong, heart-to-heart relationship with our sons. And we do that through something we call Runversations, which are just guided conversations that we have while we're out there being active with our kids, doing fun things, like being pirates. Today's topic, you probably already noted, is you need to be a fun dad. And it comes from an actual place of vulnerability, because I have, for a long time thought of myself as a fun dad. I think we all kind of do. But when I looked at things sort of more objectively, and I saw where my son's attentions, where they go, I had to kind of conclude that I'm not quite as fun maybe as I thought I was. And I'm going to talk a little bit here about why I think that's important. But first, before I do, let me throw up this week's question of the day. How fun of a dad are you? So go ahead, right here in the comments, you can just put on a 1 to 10 scale a number, or if you want to put an adjective to it, describe it. How fun of a dad are you? So let's just see, put your money where your mouth is there, and I'll leave that on there. But the topic sort of comes to my mind because of some recent reading that I've done. I'll show you here a book. It's going to conflict with this other overlay. There it is. 131 Conversations That Engage Kids by Jed Jurchenko. Hope I said that right. Great book. I found it a month or two or three ago on Amazon. Just a little, $3 read, creative space thing that's up there. But he's the author of a number of conversational books for families, etc. And it's a quick read. And in fact, I made mention of it during that Jenga episode we did back, let's see, what episode was that? Episode 26, Conversational Jenga. That idea was talked about in this book also, and you can go back and check that out. I don't think I properly cited you, Jed, when I did that episode, so apologizing for that. But he made a point that I'll read to you here in a bit, just about what it takes in today's world to reach our children, what sort of attention they're looking for, and what it takes to break through and make connection. In his book, he talks about when you're communicating and connecting, with kids, you can't afford to be average, because average is boring, and you need to be, 10%, 20%, even further beyond what you think you are, just to make an impact and make a dent in the world. When you think about it, he cites some pretty shocking statistics. According to a poll of 2,000 families, the average family spends less than 8 hours together each week, totaled all that waking time, you add it together in a typical working week, which this is the part that kind of shocks me. That works out to a mere 36 minutes on weekdays. Your breakfast, hush and hurry and bury, hush, brush, scurry to get out the door for work, get out the door for school, and then a little bit more after school for dinner time. Now, you'll be in the same house, obviously, for more hours than that, but focused attention time really only comes down to, 36 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. And on the weekends, it really is less than 8 hours together when you compile all the different activities that these polled families juggle, and your family and mine likely also juggle. We're really only getting 8 hours of that quality time on the weekend. So how are you using it, and how are you competing with other elements that are vying for our children's attention? In that same study, actually it might have been a different study, but he found that tweens, which are kids between the ages of 9 and 12, we've got one in our household, they spend an average of 6 hours a day in front of a screen, a television, a tablet, a video game, or a phone, some sort of screen. They're averaging 6 hours a day. And every time I come across a statistic like this, I find it hard to believe, until I think back to my own childhood, which was largely filled with coming home from school, grabbing a snack, watching a bit of television. Even as I was doing homework, television was on. And that's true in so many of our households. Sometimes I come downstairs and I find my three boys with a television on and a tablet in hand. And thankfully, we keep it limited to just a few short minutes in the mornings and, just a very prescribed window of time that they're able to do that, from afternoons and weekends. But, left to themselves, wouldn't we all just sit there in front of our screens endlessly? He also says some tweens check social media 100 times a day. And I don't find that one shocking at all, because I check social media probably 3 times that. Anyway, it all adds up to just ridiculousness, and I think you can agree with me there, dads. Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we spending so much time in front of these screens? Why do they have us and our children so captivated? And it's actually not too surprising. I mean, simple human nature is that we put our attention toward the most interesting thing in our environment, right? And all these screens, they're experts at doing just that. They want to be the most interesting thing in your environment. The social media, badges and lights and notifications and dings, that's what their purpose is to grab attention and become more interesting than whatever conversation you were having with another person face to face. Your tablet is stealing that attention away. And we train ourselves at a young age to pay attention to these electronic signals instead of the others around us, and we do ourselves a disservice. So really, what we need to do, dads, we need to be more. We need to entertain. We need to sparkle and grab that attention. So let me start in with some great ideas. But before I do, maybe you're wondering, what would be a great venue to do just this? I'm glad you asked, dads. We are big fans here in the show of running. Every opportunity you get, but specifically, you want to get one-on-one time with your kids. That's time that's not spent with other siblings or mom or other, parents, also, and those times are great. You should not, I'm not telling you to do away with that, but there's no substitute for one-on-one time, for building a relationship and having conversations. So find and elevate and ritualize a set time each week that you get that one-on-one time. And it's one of my big goals for this new year, 2018, to enforce that in my own schedule and life and to have some one-on-one time with at least one of my 3 sons each week. And we were, very successful in warmer weather on Saturdays going on runs, my older son and I. And so anyway, pointing the wrong way. Up here you can see where you can get a Couch to 5K training plan that you can download for free. That's going to show you, no matter what your fitness level, no matter what your child's fitness level, how you can go from, couch to being able to run in a 5K road race. This is going to give you this training plan, all the distances and times and how long you should walk and how long you should run and which days you should run, all the plan that you'll need so that within 9 weeks, no matter what age they are, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on 8 on up, they'll be able to run with you. 3-year-old's not going to run in a 5K, but it's going to let you know by age group what those distances are. So you can check it out for free either on our website or right here. If you're watching on Facebook, you can just type in the words training plan and it'll be sent to you automatically. But anyway, don't neglect that. So back to our question of the day. How fun a dad are you? Now, I had sort of considered myself a funner than average dad. I was going to put a 7, 8 on it. Then I sort of stepped back after reading some of this and realized, well, of those 36 minutes per afternoon, of those 8 hours of weekend time, how much of that do my kids rush to want to spend with me versus any other stimulus in their environment? And it really made me reconsider that number down. So now I'm thinking I'm actually below average. I'm putting myself at a 4 out of 3. And so, dads, I hope you'll join me in really, finding a way to be out of yourself, putting aside your own distractions, shutting off your own notifications and sticking it in the pocket, and being determined to get one-on-one, eye contact, face-to-face time with your kids and joining them in activities that they like. right here, I've got some questions that came from Jed's book. Let's throw it back up so you can see it. Again, it's called 131 Conversations That Engage Kids by Jed Jerchenko, and he's got, all these different conversation starters that you can grab. And for purposes of this video, I was intending on grabbing 5 fun conversations, right? That's what we're talking about today. I got sidetracked and instead chose the 5 that I like the most and that I'm most eager to check out. So I hope you'll indulge and forgive me here. But here's a question that I really liked. Put it on here. Number 1, in the movie, the Disney movie, Freaky Friday, and also the remake, and also the other remake, a mom and daughter switch bodies for a day. If you woke up in Dad's body, how would you spend the day? Wouldn't that be a fun conversation to have with your son, to ask him that question and see what he says? It's also, a question that will engage you and talk about exactly what is it that you do in your day. So that's a great one to have. Another one I really liked. What's one book that you think every child should read? So presumably your child has read some books, and which one did you like that you wish other children would also read? So that's a great conversation you can have while you're out doing something fun, playing in the snow, perhaps. Here's another Disney movie. In the Disney movie Frozen, Elsa has the power over ice and snow. Instead of embracing this gift, she conceals it because she's different. What makes you feel different from others and causes you to want to hide? So by putting and telling a story narrative, even recapping a movie that your child has likely already seen, it gives them permission. It lets them know that it's okay, to be able to express themselves and to share vulnerably something like this. And that's magic. If you can have that conversation with your child, you both would have grown from it. And here's just one more I'll share. What is one monument, or basically that's code for a deed, that you are most proud of? And I haven't written it here, but there was a quote that he used where our deeds are our monuments, the things that we build. And so even though you might be a child with a young track record behind you, what are some of those monuments that you've built that you're most proud of? Your cap collection, or your well curated collection of whatever you pick up off the street. All of our kids have them. What was a story that you wrote, or a picture that's hanging on the wall that you're most proud of? And get them to talk about that, and relate with it. So, dads, I hope that those are some ideas that are really getting you in a renewed, eager mood for being fun with your kids. And if you're feeling, intimidated, like I can't do this, I'm not a fun guy. I'm an accountant. I sit at a desk all day long for the most part, except when I'm out running. What can I do to be more fun? Well, hey, I feel you. I got you, and you're not alone. We have an entire Facebook group, Bang, where other dads like yourself, we share with one another what our struggles are and what our victories are, and what we're doing with our kids and runs that we're having. And it's just a great place to lean on others and, collectively come together. And if you're watching this video, again, on Facebook, only if you're watching it on Facebook, you don't even need to leave the video. You can just type the word group down in the comments, and we'll send you the link that you can get in that group. But otherwise, you can find it there at that URL. All right. So there you go. You've seen that. There's all kinds of resources we put up there, so it's good. I wanted to share one other thing. You might be wondering why I'm dressed up goofy. It's not just because this is how I woke up. It's also because it's a special day for me and my household. Today is my birthday, and I was greeted this morning with a great gift that Rebecca and the boys got me collectively. They got me a brand new pair of running shoes. So first, let me show you my old running shoes. These guys, these Mizuno Wave Riders, well-loved and well-traveled. And I tallied it up. I looked on my my logging apps and found that since I bought these in 2015, I have logged at least 741 miles, which might not be super impressive to some of you runners, but to others maybe who don't run a lot, maybe that sounds like a lot. Well, I don't know what is a lot for shoes, so I looked it up, and in fact, they're recommended only for 350 miles before you're supposed to replace them. So These guys got me more than twice their life expectancy, and what I was given this morning as a birthday gift are these brand new pair of the same shoe Mizuno Wave Riders. This is the the 2017 model, Mizuno Wave Rider 20, I believe it's called. Anyway, I'm super excited. It's a little wet today. Otherwise, well, maybe it's clearing up. Maybe it's stopped. Maybe I'm going to go and put some miles on these today. But I love them. They're New England Patriots color. In fact, I'm going to go put them over here with Tom Brady. And there you go. Tom, keep an eye on my shoes. Big plans for those. Big plans for the week. I hope you dads have got some great plans this week. Go out and do something with your son. Even if it's just take some time to play a board game one-on-one with him. Get some great conversations in. And that's where it all begins. That's where you're going to begin the journey, the race, so that your father-son team can have a victory this week. And I wish you the best on it. Can't wait to see you here next week. Every Friday, in fact, at 10:30 a.m. we go live on Facebook and post shortly thereafter on YouTube. But no matter what, hope you have a great week, dads. Hey, I hope you got some terrific value from that video. If you did, I invite you to hit the subscribe button to get notifications of all of our new videos. You're also welcome to watch one of our popular back episodes, and you can always visit our website, runwithmyson.com, for a free Couch to 5K training plan that you can run together with your son.